Aloha, everyone. We are live and inspired today. You want to know why? Because we have a special guest today, and that is the person. He's an 11 Bravo just like I am, and he's also created his own books, I should say, plural, called Tripping Over Reality, and it is the one and only Chris Swartzlander. Chris, how are you doing, kind sir?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I figured, man, we just kind of like talk comics and all that, and just basically hang out.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like what we were doing previously to this, but
Hang out.
yeah, pretty much. Like, so yeah,
Stuff we used to do at the comic shop.
exactly, exactly. Before they moved all the tables away and all that jazz. So no. They have like I think they still have like a table in the back, like where the 25-cent comics used to be. But yeah, and I figured we talk a little bit about tripping over reality, and get into that
Sure.
probably, like whatever you want to get into, kind sir. And but yeah, man, I was
Yeah.
no, go ahead, brother. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay, there we go. No, go ahead, please. You
No,
first.
no, no. I said I'm open to anything.
Okay, great. So, like, okay, so have you been keeping up with the new Venom stuff? Like, what's been going on with Venom, the movie, any of that stuff?
You know, I saw the Venom trailer. I'm not really enthused about it. I don't I have a real problem when you separate that character out of the Spider universe. You know, out of the Spider-Man universe. He's part of that universe, and it's going to be another one of those movies where they ignore the history of the character and they just use the character, and it's going to probably just be horrible. So, but hey, I could be wrong.
Well, I
I've
mean,
been known to be wrong.
what's like okay, so like I'm a huge Tom Hardy fan, so I shouldn't say fan, but I really enjoy his stuff, and like I think he's gonna do probably a really good job with the character because I don't know if you've seen like the movie Lock. It's called Locke.
No, I haven't.
It's really good, man. If you get a chance, like it's literally like him driving in a car for like an hour and like 30 minutes straight, phoning it in. Like literally, he's on like a Bluetooth in a car, like hands-free headset, and there's other actors with him just and like one lady is uh pretty instrumental to the story and stuff. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I mean it's really good. I actually have that on Blu-ray. The Drop is another one that I like of his. That was one that he did with James Gandolfini, or Gandolfini, I should say. Um, what else? What else? Well, I liked him as Bane. I thought he did a really good Bane.
He did a Next Generation film, Star Trek Next Generation.
Yeah, Nemesis. Yeah, yeah, he was. Yeah,
Nemesis, yeah,
yeah.
he
I don't
was
know if
phenomenal.
yeah, as a younger
That was
Picard. Yeah.
before he
Wait,
got all buff.
I know, man. I know. Yeah, because he was like skinny in that.
Oh yeah, he was a little dude. Yep. And next time I saw him, he was monstrous. He's great in Warrior.
Gavin O'Connor, man. Yeah, he got really jacked for that, man. I was like, holy shit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, he was big. And of course, you know Batman. The Dark Knight
Returns.
Rises.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Rises.
Where are the weapons?
Yeah, I see. I can only do it like with my mouth, with my hand over my mouth too. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, Batman, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
can't do it anyway.
You have to have that pencil.
Like, you
Yeah,
can't see
he's
me, but
got a
I
lot.
can see you, Batman.
It
Yeah,
was,
it's
he
just,
it was pretty corny. His characterization of Bane, but I loved it. You know, it's a
Yeah, I
lot of
did
fun.
too, man.
Yeah.
I know it's like you have
Okay.
like this 400-pound gorilla looking dude, and like with this like, oh yeah, hello,
Yeah.
you know, it's like it's just so nuts.
with that proper English accent. But he's so big, you know, he's just
Yeah.
so monstrous. And a really good actor. So I think he'll do a fine job in the film. You know, I just worry about the script and the storyline. You know, I hope they hold up.
Well, let me ask you a question. If okay, so like I'm of two minds, right? Because I mean, and I will say this, honest to God, the only reason why I want to see the movie is because of Tom Hardy. I mean, he looks real. I like how they're going with the schizophrenia, kind of like. And I know he's not schizophrenic, but it's just they're making him out to look like in public he's like schizophrenic because he's talking to the symbiote and stuff like that. I really
Yeah.
like that. And they've been doing that more like this new run with Donny Cates. I mean, I have the issues, and it's really good because I mean he's talking to himself. People are like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? And it's pretty. But it
Yeah.
also too they actually like I don't want to spoil it, but it's just it kind of goes into how they were saying that Clintar was like a planet and stuff where the symbiotes came from and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they kind of like retcon it. Well, Clintar does not mean planet; it means something else. And and they
Okay.
go into and they go into. I mean, I don't want to spoil. I mean, unless you want me to spoil it, I don't care.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. I mean, it's your show.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't.
I
I
probably
well, I mean,
I probably won't read it. There are only a few of the newer books that come out now that I get. I've kind of limited what I get. Marvel, I'm not real happy with what a lot of what Marvel or DC are doing right now. So
really.
you know, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
Meh.
wanna. I wanna. I wanna talk. Okay. Let's put a pin in that because I want to talk about that as too. Because like, yeah, I want to get into a little bit of that. But I want to talk a little bit. Okay. So Clintar or Clintar. How I say Clintar. I'm probably fucking wrong. I mean, but that's like I always said symbiote, and now they say symbiote. So it's like for the movie. So I'm just like,
It,
okay.
it, tomato, tomato, man.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't. I mean, I've said symbiote once or twice, so I've slipped up. But so Clintar actually means cage, and the thing is that there was actually a a symbiote god named Null, Knull, and in Norwegian it actually means fuck. Okay, so just to forewarn you, I curse on my channel, so I don't care. So if you want to, by all means, you know.
Man, I'm all good.
Okay, so please, if you're like, hey man, this is
I've heard,
fucking bullshit, so don't feel bad. So
I've heard before.
what's up? I totally missed
I
it.
said I've. We're 11 Bravos. That's pretty much how we talk. Every other word
Exactly, man.
usually is fuck. So
Yeah, there's no conversation without it, man. So it's like it's the best word. It can be used as an adjective, noun, pronoun. It's like verb. It's like it's the way we communicate. So
it's a great filler. I mean, if you can't think of a word, just throw that word right in there.
I
It
know it's
bridges that gap to.
exactly. But yeah. So no, like in Norwegian, it's actually fuck, and but he is like the god of the abyss. So because before light, because apparently the way that Donny Cates retconned it is that before the Celestials came, before there was light, there was darkness, right? So and that's like in space, like there's dark matter. Everything that's dark in space is dark matter. It's considered dark matter because there's like more
Yeah.
dark matter than stars or living or light and all that jazz. And I thought it was like really cool because he went like kind of scientific and shit. So I'm like, oh man, that's pretty badass. So so the first symbiote actually came. Null actually dipped his hand into one of the celestial or plucked. I guess because there was shadow or a shadow, he kind of plucked. He made a symbiote, right, out of the celestial, out of one of the celestial's big hands, and cleaved him with it, like his head, decapitated him, and from that decapitated celestial, he made like a forge out of the celestial's body, and forged the first symbiote, which into a sword, which is, I don't know if you're familiar with Jason Aaron's God of Thunder, Thor God of Thunder run with the God
Yes,
Butcher,
I have.
Gore.
Yep. Yep.
The sword that he has, the Necron sword, that's the first symbiote. They tie
Really?
that shit in. Yeah. Yeah, they tie
Oh,
that
that's
shit
cool.
in. Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's like,
That is
and
awesome.
they, mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought, yeah, I think it's like issue 4 where they reveal that shit, because it even has like, remember like back in the day when I used to have like little panels, uh, like uh, uh, like if you want to know what they're talking about, relate to Amazing Spider-Man issue 31, and you
Yeah.
got like the editor.
Throw back, tell you what's going on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they're doing it now. And so, but yeah, like
Cool.
yeah, and like I'm not really big into Marvel that much. I mean, the only ones that I was getting like all new Wolverine, but I kind of stopped that. Well, I mean, it ended. Now it's X-23, and I don't like that they had Laura go back to X-23 now that they're bringing back Wolverine. But to continue on, like Venom, yeah, and then Venom actually, and so the Celestials banished Null to like this desolate planet, right? And then what Null did is that he actually uh, found that he could actually control. There was like little bits of life, and he found that he could actually control them through making more symbiotes. And so basically, he became like the god of the hive mind, basically, kind of like the Borg. Like he is like the what
That's
is it?
cool.
The Alpha Borg, really. Yeah, and then what happened was that he took on the Celestials. He got basically um, he got defeated by them, and then when he got defeated, he actually landed into on Gore's planet, the God Butcher's planet, and then that's how Gore got the sword, took it from him, and because he was all
Okay.
weakened and stuff, and kind of like stabbed by another celestial, or like a lesser god or something, or like a warrior. I can't remember, but so and then when he got defeated, his everything that he was controlling, like every living host that he was controlling through his symbiotes, the it got the connection got severed. So when the connection got severed, the hosts, the symbiotes became sentient, right? So they were actually feeling what their hosts were feeling and stuff like that. Because before just being controlled and aimlessly, but now it's like now they actually feel what their host is feeling, and that's how Eddie Brock has the connection with the symbiote, with Venom and stuff, and it's like it's really cool, man. And was it Miles Morales Spider-Man helps him out last issue and stuff, and and he gains like a new power too by being connected, because he was actually taken over by Null, and could and they actually, and like one of the first creatures I think to be controlled by Null was actually Grendel from like Beowulf and shit.
Oh, cool. So they throw a little
Yeah,
history in there
like
too. That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. I mean, it's like I know I'm kind of delving into it
That
pretty
is
deep,
great.
man, and yeah, I mean, like, and that's one of the things too. Like, I look at it like this.
I
What's
might have
that?
to get I might have to get the trade on that just to check it out.
Yeah,
Might
it
have to
comes out
read that.
December, man. Yeah, it's called Venom Rex, because there's actually a guy who is his name's Rex Strickland, and they actually say that, listen, look, um, Agent Venom, Flash Thompson was not the first agent that the military used in the
Oh,
in
really?
Project Rebirth. Yeah, it was this guy Rex Strickland in
Okay.
Vietnam and his team. They were like a Black Ops team and stuff, and so that's how they kind of retcon it to where Spider-Man and the person who was in charge of that Project Reborn or Rebirth with the symbiotes was actually Nick Fury.
Wait a
And
minute. Uh, So you said it was from back in Vietnam?
mhm.
So how does that wash when the
because
symbiote that became Venom didn't appear until Secret Wars
because
in the '80s. I mean,
yeah, because it's not that it's not that symbiote.
Okay.
It's not the
Okay.
Venom symbiote. It's a different
Is it?
one. Like because the guy Rex Strickland, he was actually looking for Flash Thompson, right? And he was like, hey, get up, soldier. And Eddie Brock's like, hey, listen, look, I don't know who you think I am. I'm not Flash Thompson. He's no because he's like, come on, Agent Venom, I need you. And the guy Rex and Brock is like, listen, look, yeah, it's like because I think Flash dies, and he's like, hey, Flash is
Really?
dead. Yeah, Flash. Yeah, Flash Thompson dies somehow. I can't remember. I think it. Oh, I think. Yeah, he. Shit. He sacrifices himself because the Red Goblin. The it was in I believe either 799 or Amazing Spider-Man 800, the new one, where Norman Osborn gets the Venom symbiote and he becomes the Red Goblin. And yeah, and he and was it Norman Osborn is about to kill Peter Parker, but Flash jumps in the way and gets stuck by
Oh,
I think he has like a tail, yeah, because he has like a goblin tail because of the Carnage symbiote, and he gets stuck right in the chest, protecting Peter.
oh man. Well, so he's dead.
Yeah, and also too at
So
this time, like Flash didn't have the suit or anything because this is when Venom had the suit, Eddie Brock had the suit. So, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So
Well,
so what's that?
he'll be back.
I know,
He'll be
like
back. They never die
he's
forever.
dead. You know, he's like dead. Yeah,
Yeah. He's
yeah,
comic
never
book
really
dead.
die. You know? Yeah, he's comic book dead, exactly. But yeah, man,
The
it's
joke
like
used to the joke used to be that they'll never bring back Ben Parker or Bucky Barnes, and they brought back Bucky Barnes. So I'm just waiting for Ben Parker to reappear.
what did you see? Did you read shit, what was it? The Spider-Verse?
No.
Well, they have like an alternate Ben Parker where he's actually a Spider-Man. Because
Oh, that's
Peter,
cool.
yeah, because I
Oh,
think
so
Peter
brought him back.
dies. What's that?
They brought him back.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's acceptable. I think for alternate reality characters, I think that's fine. You
Yeah,
know.
but like yeah, it's like 616 or whatever they're calling it now, the Marvel Prime Universe. You know, kind of ripping off DC there a little bit.
A little bit.
But it's cool. I mean, I don't mind. It's well.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did what did you think of what did you think of the new Secret Wars? Did you
I didn't read the new sequel.
really? You didn't? Oh man, shit.
No, I didn't. It was out when I had decided, and it started coming out when I decided to stop getting a whole slew of books. I had dropped a lot of stuff, and I wasn't really willing to jump onto another mega event that is all flash and no bang, which unfortunately Marvel has done for the last God knows how many years. They promise all these big changes and these cool things that happen, and nothing ever really changes or nothing cool comes out of it.
Yeah.
Um, so I really wasn't. I think the last good mega event, in my opinion, the last really good one was World War Hulk. I really liked it, but
That was Greg
but
Pak.
then again, nothing happened. So Bruce
Was
just
that
came back to Earth.
was that Greg Rucka or Greg Pak who did that?
I think it was Pack.
Okay.
Greg.
Yeah, because he did Totally Awesome Hulk. I know that.
I'm pretty sure he did the series that ran into that too, didn't he? The Planet Hulk storyline.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Wasn't yeah. Planet Hulk was first, I believe, because they shot his ass into and over there on
space.
Sakaar. Yeah.
Yeah, Sakaar. That was an excellent storyline, and in my opinion, leaving him there longer probably would have been a better idea.
Really?
It was such a good storyline, and there was so much they could have done with him. It could have been, their new Conan book.
Mm.
with him wandering around on that planet,
Well,
rising to
they
power.
could. Yeah, I mean, it would have been, yeah, it would have been cool too, because yeah, I mean, it could have been like Guardians before the Guardians, right? Like it would have been more cosmic, would have been more in that vein. I mean,
That
hell,
would have been cool.
he could have teamed up with the Guardians. Honestly, I mean, shit. Yeah, that would have been
That would
pretty
have been
badass.
awesome.
Yeah.
Him and tearing some stuff up.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, him and Drax. Oh man, yeah. Oh, and then
Heck yeah.
Gamora. Shit, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Purple
like
and green.
I know it's like all three of the powerhouses are fucking green, man. It's like yeah, that would have been that would have been cool. Yeah, it's like Team Green,
Yeah, heck yeah. It's good stuff there.
Oh, yeah,
But
man.
I didn't read the new Secret Wars. I heard good things about it. I heard a lot of bad things about it. Um, so I mean, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did, man. I like Jonathan Hickman. I thought it was really good. It was a really good send off for the Fantastic Four. From what I heard, that what's his name? The guy, Ike Perlmutter. Like he's the guy who's like in charge of Marvel Publishing, but he's also the guy who was in charge of Marvel TV when Kevin Feige was doing like the movies and stuff. And Ike Perlmutter was basically told Jonathan Hickman, and Jonathan Hickman actually tweeted this out, I think like last year or something, where they were like, "Hey, no more Fantastic Four books after like 2005 or 2015." I'm sorry. And so Jonathan Hickman got that word, and he was like, "Oh shit, okay, so I'm just gonna focus Secret Wars on the final Fantastic Four, wrapping it up and stuff." Where which I really like because where was it Doctor Doom was God Emperor Doom, was it Stephen Strange was his kind of like his consigliere or his advisor. What's that?
His major domo.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, because it's like because the thing about like God Emperor Doom, he was like, was it omniscient but not omniscient? Like, which one's the one?
Omnipotent but not omniscient.
Yeah,
he was all powerful, but not.
Yeah, but not all seeing. So that's where Doctor Strange came in. Yeah. So I always get those two mixed up. So it's like, yeah, thank you.
No problem.
But yeah, I really loved it, man, because they actually put Molecule Man in it, and he actually plays like a significant role. I just thought he was like a dude who had like a fucked up, funky looking costume and like some really screwed up scars and shit. I mean, but I mean the way that
powerful. He's super powerful. Yeah. I mean, he was powerful in the original Secret Wars. I mean, he's an incredible force. So powerful.
Yeah, because he can
really can't much,
Yeah, because the way that they did it, they said that there was like, because remember the Beyonder from like Secret Wars?
Yeah.
Like Disco John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever.
That was like Secret Wars too.
Was that Secret Wars 2? What was the original? I remember the original was.
They didn't show him in Secret Wars. He was just the voice from the void.
Okay.
And he created Battle World and put all the heroes and villains and told them whatever, whoever wins, whoever's the last man standing, they get their fondest desire. So
Yeah, the big one of that was Secret Wars #8. That's where Spider-Man Peter Parker gets the symbiote.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember having that issue, man. I have no idea. It's been lost to time and like not knowing where the hell I put my comic book.
Where's my comic?
I know. It's where's... Dude, I had two. It was Amazing Spider-Man 298, 299, and 300. And I have scoured like my father's place, my mom's place. My brother says that he may have took it by accident. I don't know, but I'm just like, man, because Yeah,
Took it by accident.
took it by accident. Exactly. It's like, oh yeah, man, I think it's in one of the totes. I'll go look for it. I promise. Fingers crossed. But yeah, man. But I do have New Mutants number 98. First appearance of Deadpool and
Deadpool,
Gideon.
isn't it?
Yeah, and Gideon. Everyone forgets about Gideon because everyone's like, ah, yeah, fuck that guy. Mr. Ponytail. Who gives a shit about him?
I have a Hulk 181 upstairs. It's in beautiful shape.
Really?
It's
Uh,
it's a
that's the
gorgeous. Yeah.
that's the Wolverine one, right? The first appearance of Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, you got Wolverine and Mega Man on the other arm.
No, it's Blue Beetle.
Is it Blue Beetle?
Yeah, Ted Cord.
Okay. See, man, who the hell is the one? Oh, okay, see, there's another person with Mega Man on their arm. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty sweet. I thought that. See, I thought that you had it, but no, you got Blue Beetle. Shit.
No,
Okay, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
no, that's all right.
But yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. So like with Wolverine, man, do you like the classic tan and brown, or do you like
The
the
classic tan and brown favorite. I do like the blue and yellow costume, the original
what about the patch
costume that he.
outfit?
No, the blue and yellow that he wore when he first appeared.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, with the stripes.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
later on they brought it back for a little bit without the stripes.
Hmm.
It was uh, it was more the tan and brown cowl look with the yellow and blue. But
Hmm.
it looked it was nice. I don't like the new costume. Did you see it?
Oh yeah, man, with the return of where he looks like a fucking sous chef.
Yeah, that
That's like
pink,
Emerald Lagasse and shit.
that pink mess they threw together. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
That's the
Oh my
worst.
gosh, man. It's like why the yeah. It's like so stupid, man.
He's Wolverine, not a waiter.
Yeah, fucking A, man. It just yeah, it looks so dumb. It's like you have like the double breast like up at the shoulder, and it's just like. I
I'm
would
the
say though,
best at what I
man.
do. Look.
It's like if you don't say that I look badass, I'll snick you to death. It's like what the fuck,
Oh, Marvel.
man.
Oh, what
well,
has
see,
become of you?
well, well, see, that's like, man. I don't know if you read the all new Wolverine, but like when Laura Keeney took over or Kenny, um, like I thought she looked pretty badass in the blue and yellow. Like
I like X-23. I think she's a great character. She's not Wolverine. Wolverine is Wolverine. Um, but then again, I'm 50, so I'm old school. Give me my, you know. But I think that X-23 is an outstanding character, a standalone character. Um, I mean, she held her own book, so that says a lot. There aren't that many characters that they create now that can hold their own book for very long. Um, so I think it was a good idea to bring her to the forefront, and making her Wolverine kind of opened her up to a lot of people who may not have been aware of the character prior. So from a commercial standpoint and from a business standpoint, it was a good idea. But as a fan, I wasn't really happy with it. Uh, but then again, I never really read the books, and I'm sure they were great books. So I mean, it got a lot of good press, and a lot of people liked it. So I can't say the stories were bad because I haven't read them. So
yeah.
that's where.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, like there was like if you ever get a chance, I mean, like I would at least like pick up the because what I did was I picked up like the first trade paperback. I didn't collect them until like later on, but I picked up the first trade paperback, and I was really impressed with Tom Taylor's writing and stuff of actually the character. And there's like a new character named Gabby who's like a clone of X-23. and
So
and she's what?
she's a clone of a clone.
Exactly. It's like, well, see, okay, so in the new Wolverine comic books, they're saying that was it Laura is actually the daughter of Wolverine because
I
because
thought she was supposed to.
yeah, there's a series out right now. I think it's called The Hunt for Adamantium that she's in. And Tony Stark came back to life. You know, I guess he's recovered from his coma after Civil War II, Electric Boogaloo, and that fucking atrocity. I
They
mean,
went back to the well one times, didn't they?
oh, geez, oh my God, man. I mean, you want to talk about fucking events, man? It's like, like yeah. We'll have to get back to that one, but because I will lose my train of thought with this if I don't say it. But yeah, but with the Hunt for Adamantium, Tony Stark comes back and he says that, listen, look, I did DNA tests on you and stuff, and you are not an exact clone of James Howlett or Logan. You have his DNA, but it's not a full clone DNA. You have DNA of Sarah Keeney as well. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so basically, because I mean, if you shit, if you read the original, I think it's Christopher Yost and damn it, yeah, Christopher Yost run. He says that basically, like, she had to take two X chromosomes because the Y one was corrupted, and she impregnated herself, in utero. So so she was like the surrogate mother for the child. So that's why Laura has like green eyes and she looks very familiar to Sarah. But Tony Stark is saying now that no, it's like, well, your mother may have did some, scientific, hoop-de-hoo, but you're as much her as you are Logan. So, you're not
Okay.
a clone, which I thought was
Cool.
pretty. Yeah, I thought was pretty cool too. But so yeah,
That's a good way to. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit of like a retconning, and also too they were kind of fast and loose like with Laura's uh, origins anyway. So I mean, because I've read it and the X-23, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it was kind of fast and loose a little bit. So, but so
Whatever.
I can see where they were going. Sorry.
Whatever happened to his son, Dakin? Was that his name?
Yeah, Dakin. Oh, man, if you ask fucking Remington, he would know.
No, that's an
He
80s
would
band.
know. What's that?
Dakin?
Yeah, Dakin,
No, that's
Dakin.
an 80s band.
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, man. It's like I'm so bad with pronunciation, but yeah, he's still around actually. He's kind of like instead of like no longer being a villain since what was it? Since his father died, he kind of like it's like turned like a new leaf and kind of like an anti-hero sort of.
Yeah.
So because like all the baddies are becoming anti-heroes now, apparently there's no more
Oh
villains.
yeah. They do that all the time. If the character's popular, they make him into an anti-hero. They ride that line. Venom, for example,
Yeah,
was a
exactly.
villain, forever, and then they're like, oh, he's really popular. Let's make him a hero or an anti-hero.
But see,
And
that's what I like. Okay, so that's what I like about Maximus Carnage. Even though Maximus Carnage was like 14 fucking issues, and I'm just like, holy crap. And it expanded like not just like one book, but multiple fucking books. You want to talk about like Clone Saga, like one of the original Clone Saga fucking shits. I mean, because it went from like Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Web Spider-Man, No Adjective Spider-Man, Venom when he had his fucking book. I don't know if Carnage had like a one-shot special, maybe. Spider-Man Unlimited. I mean, it went through fucking like the goat rope of Spider-Man books
yeah,
and Spider-Man related books.
that's one of the early mega events when it was
Yeah,
within the Spider Universe. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, it's like, but I did like that because Eddie Brock was out of San Francisco, like he is now in the movie. But it's like him and at the end, him and Peter basically kind of had like, listen, look, you leave me alone, You don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you. You know, I'm here in San Francisco, you're in New York. Let bygones be bygones. You know,
Yeah.
I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, and
He's
I thought it was a very organic way of doing it. So at least that's my interpretation.
That's cool. I do like Venom as a character. I liked him as Eddie Brock a lot.
Yeah,
You know, I thought Eddie Brock was an interesting character. He's a bit of a jerk and kind of an ass, but you know, when the chips were down, he defended the homeless and the weak, and he looked after people. You know,
yeah,
even though he was kind of a dick. You know? So
yeah,
he was redeemable in that way. So that's nice. You know, I like my heroes to be a little tarnished. You
yeah.
know,
Because I don't really like the oh, what is it, the goody two shoes, like, oh, fighting for justice, you know, and just kind of like up on a high horse. You know, it's like, yeah, it's
yeah.
like I like, and that's what I kind of liked
So,
about. Oh, go ahead.
because some of them I do like. You know, I do like Superman, um,
Okay, yeah,
and
but
he's
that's
that
different. That's
way.
DC though.
He's the world's biggest Boy Scout. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like it. Heroes should be like people. You know, not everyone lives their life without doing anything wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And doing it and doing things right. I mean, there are people that everyone has done things that they regret in their life. Yet, um, if you learn from those things you regret, and you grow and become a better person, and you tend to treat others better, and that just dominoes. I think that as you get older, you tend to you go one way or the other. You tend to start being nicer to people and open up your heart and help people more, or you just become a complete curmudgeon. You know, the guy the guy that, you know, when you kick a ball into his yard, he takes it in his house and he's like, you know, fuck you, you're never seeing this ball again, kid. And so, you know, people are like that. So I love my heroes to be more realistic. You know, I like them to have that. You know, they may have done this in their life and they're not happy with it, but they try to be better every day. You know, that's what makes a good hero, in my opinion.
Well,
Luke
like,
Cage, for example.
what's that?
You know, Luke Cage, he served prison time.
Hmm.
You know, tries to be a better person when he gets out. The Falcon um, used to be a drug dealer
Yeah.
um,
As everyone
when he
forgets, it's like,
yeah first started, and you know, as he got older and learned from his, of course, you know, the cosmic cube kind of changed his personality a little bit, but I like to think that people can do that on their own. They don't have to have a cosmic cube to do
yeah, they don't need magical powers.
that. But yeah, you know, characters like that are always fascinating. You know, guys with a regretful past, you know, that are just trying to move on and do things right now. You know.
Well, one thing that, okay, so I've always looked at DC and Marvel like this. So DC is like the ones where you have the mythology, right? You have the gods, you know, or like the
Mm-hmm.
new gods, you know. They're the pantheon, and you know, I mean, Superman is the template for just superheroes in general. But
Yeah.
but I look at Marvel as more of like the science based characters, where it's like, you know, fucking gamma radiation or gamma rays or, you know, radioactive spider bites it, you know what I'm saying, or a alien symbiote, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like.
Well, you know, DC, when their characters first came out, you know, back in the late 30s, early 40s,
Mhm.
they used a lot of magic to explain things away. You know, Green
How did they
Lantern's
really?
ring was based on lantern. Um, but you know, when they had the resurgence back in the 60s, they were more science based,
Oh,
or
really?
tried to be. Or yeah.
Well, well, yeah,
Um,
I know Ted Cord, right? He's more science because I mean he's based off of because he's a Charleston character, right?
yeah, he's a Charlton character.
Or Charleston,
And
yeah. So
before that he was owned by somebody else. And I can't recall who it was who owned him previously, but yeah, he was Dan Garrett, and then Charlton introduced Ted Kord as Blue Beetle with
Really?
Ditko drawing him, and it was phenomenal. Very much like the early Spider-Man, very similar to it because Ditko did the work on it,
Really?
and
I didn't know
did the
that.
work. And it's if you get a chance, look at some of those old. The art in them is spectacular. Spider-Man. It's just
That's very good.
really well done. If you get a chance, take a look at it. I've got a couple of the Charltons upstairs where Blue Beetle first appeared in that book, and then Blue Beetle made his first appearance in DC during Crisis on Infinite Earths,
Really?
and then his series launched after that. Yeah, yeah, and then he was with the jail with Booster Gold. They were buddies, Blue and Gold, and they got in all kinds of trouble, dude. I mean, they embezzled all this money from the JLI, and it was insane. I loved his character. He was awesome. And then he got shot in the head. You know, he hadn't been back since. You know, well, actually, they did bring him back for that Blue Beetle book, but he wasn't Blue Beetle. He was Jaime's mentor.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jaime Reyes is the new Blue Beetle, right? Yeah.
But there's no reason why Ted Kord can't be Blue Beetle. I mean, he didn't have the Scarab. He didn't have the powers. He was just a glorified acrobat. You know. Whereas Jaime Reyes has the Scarab that Dan Garrett originally had when he was Blue Beetle.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, see, I don't know a lot about Blue Beetle, so yeah, please educate me. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm a dork, man. Comic history I love, you know. Not the new stuff, though. I'm old, man.
Yeah, keeping it old school.
I'm old. But what I am reading right now is Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, oh, dude, that is... I love it, man. I just wish that it wasn't coming out like fucking monthly. Because it's like...
But it's so good, and the art is so good in it.
It is, man.
It's a fantastic celebration of everything that The Watchmen was when it came out. It's a good book. I like it.
Did you read the new one with Marionette and Marionette and Mime, like their backstory and stuff?
Yeah, that was excellent.
Yeah, I love that
story, man. Just yeah, I like that. And I'm reading Iron Fist, and I picked up the new Fantastic Four book.
Yeah, I did too. What did you think of it?
Which was good. I really liked it. It's good to see the FF back. I love the FF. And I'm waiting. I heard that the new Hulk book is really good.
Yeah, the Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for them to get a restock on that, on the first 2 issues, before I pick that up. And then I'll be on that. So I am reading a few books, a few Marvel books. Not many.
So
not many DC books. Really? I'm waiting for DC to come out with the JSA and the Legion, and then I'll be back on that.
Yeah, because I know, like, well, that's Saturn Girl, right? In the Doomsday Clock, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Doomsday Clock is leading to the Legion coming back.
And is it?
Because Johnny Thunder's in there.
Yeah, he's in the nursing home, right?
Yeah. He's all addle-brained and, you know, much like myself, he can barely walk.
Oh man, that's just wrong, man.
Just wrong.
But just wrong. Well, I mean, not Johnny Thunder, you, man. I'm just like, oh man.
Poor Johnny Thunder.
I was thinking, poor you. Man. I was like, oh my gosh.
If you get a chance, I do a monthly comic book review of classic storylines on Uncanny Nerd called I've Got Some More Issues.
Okay.
If you get a chance, check it out. It's on uncannynerd.com.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
The last one I did, I won't do anything after 92. That's my cutoff date. So any story I'll do. I mean, not that there aren't any good storylines after 92, because there are a ton of them, but I just wanted to stick with some classic storylines and go over those. And the last one I did was the Falcon mini from the 80s.
Really?
With when he got attacked by the Sentinel. Remember that when they were saying he was a mutant, even though they've kind of retconned that away from that. And the next one I'm going to do is the exception to the rule. It's going to be the JLA Avengers crossover.
Okay,
which came out in the 2000s, but originally it was supposed to come out in '83. So
really?
I'm really excited. Yeah, and it got shit canned. Lack of communications between Jim Shooter and whoever was over at DC at the time, and the whole deal fell through, unfortunately, because Perez had I'm wanting to say 35 pages written already for the series, or drawn already for the series, and they're beautiful. I've got the slipcase edition, and it's got the original art in it.
Holy crap!
That as for the original storyline, and it's gorgeous, man. Perez is so phenomenal, and then they tapped him for the second, go around, the second try, and he and Busick did the second book, and did the actual JLA Avengers that came out in the 2000s, and it's phenomenal. Those are the guys that were on the Avengers run that was so good. Busick and Perez. It's beautiful work. Perez is that kind of writer, or not Perez, but Busick is the kind of writer like Johns, who appreciates the history of the characters, and he pulls some of the old villains back into the fold, and he makes them good again, and he's really good at writing good legacy stories too. And Johns is as well. Johns, when he was on the JSA books, it's just some of the best writing I'd ever read in comics. So,
really? Yeah, I know.
Probably my two favorite writers.
I know a lot of people they praise a lot of Jeff Johns. I never read any of Jeff Johns' JSA runs, but I know that's the book that he kind of started out with. That was how he made his, how he what was it?
I think it
kind of got his foothold.
Yeah, JSA, I think number 5 or 6 was when he came in. Robinson was working on it, and David Goyer were working on the book. And then he came in to help him, and he ended up taking over the book and just doing a phenomenal job. Robinson's another fantastic writer. I don't know if you've ever read Golden Age, the 4-issue Elseworlds storyline.
Which you talking about Chris Robinson?
I don't know what his first name is. I just know his name is Robinson.
Okay. Did he still write for?
It's possible. I don't know. I haven't seen anything that he's done in a while, but yeah, check it out. Check out Golden Age. You'll love it.
Okay.
It's a great prestige format. I don't think it's collected, but if you can probably get them for a dime.
Yeah.
That's in the quarter box. But it's good stuff. You should check it out.
Oh yeah, man.
Yep. What else are you reading now?
Okay, so I am reading. Okay, so I'm reading Venom. I'm reading Green Lantern, like Hal Jordan the Green Lanterns. That finished up. The issue 50 was the last one. I can't wait. I'm waiting because they have Green Lanterns and then Hal Jordan the Green Lantern Corps.
Yep.
And I'm subscribed to both. I have both of those. I haven't read the Green Lanterns because I've been so busy, man. And that's my fault. I haven't really. I'll get my full list. What's up?
Life, man, it gets in the way.
Yeah, I know, man. I got the first 2 issues of X-23 when Laura came back, and I haven't even read those yet.
Really?
Yeah, and some people are kind of iffy on it. I mean, I'm gonna read them, of course. It's just, man, like what you just said, life. Venom, that. I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud. So, I thought Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps wrapped up really good. I can't wait for the new one with Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp on art. I think that they're going to be a really good team up.
Are you a Morrison fan?
Okay, that's a hard question, man, because
he's hit or miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes stuff is really good, and sometimes I'm like, what is this?
It's just fucking out there, man. It's just like okay, so I like Final Crisis a little bit. I like the execution. Oh, what's up?
I hated it.
Okay, yeah, I know why you do. I mean, I can imagine. I know why you do, but and a lot of people do. But I like it that I didn't like all the fucking Superman coming at the end, but I did like it that they sung or Superman sung Darkseid to death. I like that. I thought that was pretty cool, you know, because it's kind of like see, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so I like Lord of the Rings, and so my favorite character is Tom Bombadil, you know, and everyone thinks that he's just like some fucking dumb idiot. But really, just like, oh, go Berry and Fatty Lumpkin, my trusty steed, come to me, just singing, dancing, fucking prancing around as, he's the master of the force and shit. But, I really like the character because the character is one of those where, was it Old Man Willow, which traps Merry and Pippin, and he basically whispers like words or like this like bursts into Old Man Willow, and then kind of like tames him, right? So that's
Yeah.
what I kind of got from it. So I was like, oh shit, I don't know if Morrison is a big J.R. Tolkien fan, but
Oh, I imagine he is. I
yeah,
imagine he is.
but so
I
like
mean,
I
who's
mean, yeah, I know, right? It's like that's like people say the Silmarillion. What the fuck is this? It's like, come on, man. It's like, I mean, it's like,
that,
what's that?
that thing's like 1,000 pages.
Hey, yeah, hey, man, I got it. I got it over there on the bookshelf, man. It's like I have the only one I do not have. I have The Hobbit, but I don't have it in like I have it in like the more mass market, like the smaller one. I don't have it in like the
Yeah.
trade paperback because I mean I'm getting older now, so it's like I can't. It's really hard to read that like little print. I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? I take
I know
out
what you mean.
I take out like a monocle and shit. Yeah, oh yeah, man. Hey, I got my reading glasses right here, man. So, you know,
Yeah. There you go. That's what
but
I started with reading. And
yeah.
now I need.
I mean, shoot, man. But yeah, I mean, yeah, probably when I get older, probably shit, man. Probably probably like 10 years from now, man, I'll probably start needing glasses like to drive and shit. So.
Be like Coke bottles. It'll be
Oh, like bottle caps, what's up? Like, damn, bottle caps, what's going on, baby? Shit.
yeah. What's up?
It's like, oh man.
That's great.
But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Okay, so Doomsday Clock, I'm reading. I really love that. Uh, what else? I just read the first volume of The Walking Dead for the first time because I really like the first two seasons of The Walking Dead, but I never really read the comic book. So
Yeah. I
I
have
know, like,
all the trades on that. They're excellent.
yeah,
They're
because I know.
excellent.
Have you seen the show?
Yeah. Yeah. I watched the show. I'm not really happy where it's going. It's kind of jumped the shark. And, with the principals leaving, um, I don't see it lasting much longer. I really don't.
So
Rick's.
yeah, I was gonna
I'm
ask
sorry.
you. No, you're totally good. You said that what Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes, he's leaving, right?
Yeah, he's leaving, and so is Maggie. So,
They're both leaving.
yeah, she's leaving the show. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
done with it. Yeah.
Yes, I
I'm
read.
I'm currently reading this.
Oh, okay, yeah, Iron Fist, yeah, the collector's edition.
This is excellent, man. It's excellent stuff.
Is
Great
that the
art.
John Byrne?
It's Hama and Byrne. Hama does some of the early work,
Mm-hmm.
and Byrne does some of the later work with Claremont. You put Claremont and Byrne on a book back in the '80s, and it sold.
Oh yeah, man, dude, that's like their X-Men, dude. The fucking Phoenix and shit.
True.
God damn, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
then the X-Men would have gone defunct. You know,
yeah.
they'd have canceled that book a long time ago.
Well, see, that's like, man,
Before,
like,
go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, like, I really love the see, I grew up with the Jim Lee and Chris Claremont stuff, and then Chris Claremont left, and then, or yeah, yeah, Claremont left. I
Yeah,
can't remember who took over after him, but yeah, the '90s
I'm not.
X-Men is what I grew up with, like early, like late '80s, early '90s, like that era. And then Mark Silvestri too, like he was a well, he wasn't a writer, but he was an artist. And that
Yeah,
was when
his art is phenomenal. Sylvester,
yeah,
very good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I got shit. I have the Uncanny X-Men. I think it's 251 over there on the shelf, and it's the one where it has Wolverine on the cover, and he's kind of he's on like a it looks like he's like on a crucifix almost, but it's kind of turned to its side, so it's an X. And Mark Silvestri does the cover for that, man, and it's in pretty good condition.
I remember
And
that book.
oh, do you? Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good.
Oh, dude, so yeah, it's fucking great, man. And I know like Andy Kubert, like he cut his teeth on on the X-Men, like after Jim Lee was finished up, and then when he did the Image stuff, um, because I
Yeah, well,
actually
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You
no
actually.
no I actually I know like a lot of people like I like Andy Kubert's art better than Adam Kubert's. I think that Andy's a bit more clean
Yeah, I
and
agree.
and it's a lot more detailed. Andy's the younger brother too, which is kind of fucking weird. I mean, they're only two years difference, but I'm just like, you know, usually you know
Yeah,
the older one is kind of like the more you know like okay, hey, this is how fucking pops would do it, right? You know,
yeah, exactly.
it's like,
Um, X-Men was on my way to cancellation before Giant Size X-Men #1 came out.
is that
They
really?
had they had gone to I think the last few issues of that series before Giant Size X-Men came out had become reprints. They were reprinting the earlier issues, and they were going to cancel the series. And then Dave Cockrum and oh shoot, who was it? Lynn Wein,
Sounds about
I think
right.
it was.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
did
yeah.
they did Giant Size X-Men #1, and then they got popular again, and then they threw Claremont on the book, and eventually Byrne came along, and it was just magic.
Oh yeah, man.
Like Wolfman and Perez on Teen Titans. It was just fantastic. Just
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
like yeah, well, yeah, yeah. You put Perez on anything, man. Hell, you know, Wonder Woman. What is it? Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, that guy's yeah, just
Yeah. He's just an incredible artist.
yeah,
He's one of my favorites. He and Bernie Wrightson are probably my two favorite artists.
really.
And Bernie just died last year.
Did he really?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd met him a few times. He was very nice. His wife was very nice. They were very cordial, very sweet people. And it was a shame to see him pass. But he was working on Frankenstein Alive Alive, which was just a beautiful book. And I think 3 issues of that came out. It was supposed to be 4 issues. And he died before he got the art done for the 4th issue. So it never materialized. It's a shame.
That sucks, man.
But
Yeah.
my other issues, which is cool.
Oh, you said
Like,
you got the three?
yeah, yeah, I had him sign those, and I had him sign a lot of stuff over the years. I'd met him 4 or 5 times. No, 5 times I'd met him, and every time I met him, he was just the nicest guy. What's funny is I go to these cons, and you see these huge long lines um, in front of these, flavor of the month artists and writers. Guys you may or may not see in 10 years. And you got like Paul Levitz and Bob like McLeod and Bernie Wrightson and you know George Perez, even Marv Wolfman, guys, and their lines are short as heck, and you're like, why aren't you guys having books signed by these guys? Are legends in the field.
Yeah, like Neil Adams. Like no one, like barely anyone knows who fucking Neil Adams is anymore.
Yeah, I know, and it's a shame. He's a phenomenal artist. I
Yeah.
don't like his writing so much. Batman Odyssey was pretty bad,
Yeah, I
but
don't.
his art top notch.
Yeah, see, I don't like a lot of his new stuff, man. His new art is just kind of like the Odyssey. That was fucking weird, man. Like,
Yeah,
it
and
was
he
just
wrote it. It was just crap. It was just not good, in my opinion.
yeah. I mean, because I tried to read the first issue, man, and I was just like, I got halfway through it. I was just like, okay, I got to put this down. What's going on?
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not getting it. Apparently, it's like it's just not for me.
yeah. I have him sign my Green Lantern drug issues where Speedy was using heroin.
Yeah.
I have those, so I have
Well,
him
see,
sign those.
yeah, because he drew those, right? That was him, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
was
that's fucking
Denny.
phenomenal, man.
Yeah, Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams they were on that run, that first socially conscious run that Green Lantern went on, Green Lantern and Green Arrow, and it was excellent work, just beautifully done, and the art is just phenomenal.
Well, see, I love their Batman too. That I mean, yeah, when they did Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams did their Batman run
Yeah,
because they were the ones that brought Batman back to a more dark. I mean, everyone likes to credit was it Frank Miller making Batman dark? It's like no, I mean, when fucking I
Denny
mean,
O'Neil started
yeah,
in that direction. He started to change the trajectory from that '60s campy
yeah,
Batman. And in the comics, it was Batman versus aliens, and it was just goofy,
yeah,
art, super bright, goofy comics that were coming out in the
yeah,
'60s. And then he changed that trajectory when he jumped on the book, and for the better, of course,
yeah, because
and
that's
brought
that's
back the Dark Knight.
yeah, because Danny O'Neill, or I'm sorry, Neil Adams, he brought back the what was it, the blue and gray costume, like the
Yeah,
darker, or the
yeah,
darker blue
the
and
big
the
stuff,
darker gray.
the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
stylized
yeah,
cowl. Yeah, he
yeah.
was
That was
amazing. Work he did on the Ra's al Ghul story.
oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, with the chest, with the hair and shit, like fucking big. What is
it's
it?
so
What's that?
it's just it's so good.
I know.
It's
Yeah, the
just
barrel chest, and you see the guys like duking it out, man, with the fucking scimitars in the sand. I was like,
yeah,
oh shit, ah,
yeah.
it's so
Goofy
tight,
mustache
bro.
he had, goofy mustache.
Oh my gosh, it's badass, man.
Good stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, man. That's
But oh, go ahead.
no, 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 no. I was gonna say that I was just agreeing with you, man. I was just like, it was just reminding me of like all the new shit that's coming out now. That's why, like, for me, it's so hard to say, okay, like, what am I getting? I mean, like one. Okay, so I've been really enjoying Dan Abnett's Aquaman, and at first, like
Like
the first,
Abnett, he's a great writer.
yeah, him and what was it? Oh man, Lanning.
Lanning,
Yeah,
yeah,
their fucking
yeah.
Guardians run was the shit, man.
Oh,
And
it was so
Annihilation when they did that
Annihilation,
shit.
Reign of Kings. I think they did Reign of Kings, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because that's the one
But
that was with
it was
the Inhumans, right? And then Darkhawk and shit. Is that the
oh
one?
no, it was oh yeah, Darkhawk
Or
was in it,
War
but
King? What I'm thinking of War Kings. What the hell?
it was
Reign of Kings.
it was the Shayer Empire and
Yeah.
Vulcan and
Okay. Yes.
yeah, the from the retconned X-Men team that existed before the new X-Men
Yeah. Exactly.
that they
Yeah.
slipped.
Yeah. Because like Vulcan wasn't okay. So Vulcan was like the third Summer's son or some
Vulcan
shit.
was the third Summer Son, and Professor X put a team together to go to what was it, Krakoa or whatever the island was that had captured the X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
and they all died except for Vulcan, and that's why he had to put together the new X-Men
Okay. Yeah.
to go save. Yeah, but a little bit of retcon work there, but it's good. It's a good storyline.
Really.
It's good. I like it. I likes it.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, see, there's there's a lot of good stuff, man, that I kind of because like when I was in the military, when I was deployed, man, like I missed a lot of stuff, and then I got out of comic books for a good while because of the fucking Clone Saga. Like I literally
I know.
that was I mean that was
So that was so horrible.
it was, man. I mean I remember collecting because like the comic book store that I used to go to, right? It was called the Book Gallery in Florida, and like the guy Mike, he didn't get all the fucking Spider-Man books in because he got Amazing, of course, and then when he got Spider just regular Spider-Man because of Todd McFarlane. But when the fucking Clone Saga happened, man, it was like he was like, dude, I can't get all these, because they're like, because you have like Web of Spider-Man, you have Spider-Man Unlimited, you have Secret Files of Spider-Man, you have all these fucking books.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
And apparently it wasn't supposed to go on as long.
No, they started with this cool idea, and then it was like they didn't know where they were going with it, and didn't know what to do, and just started compounding problems with problems, and it was just a big mess by the time it was over.
Yeah, because I remember,
and
man,
it was panned, and no one liked it. No one liked it.
Yeah,
everyone was upset.
See, I do like the Ben Reilly stuff, right? Oh yeah, because they also did like Ben Reilly the Lost Years and shit because they were trying to say, oh yeah, and then they said that Mary Jane was pregnated, was prego with Peter Parker's baby, but he's the clone, and then Peter Parker punches Mary Jane and they lose the baby because he goes all fucking crazy. Oh yeah, they moved to Portland because he's losing his spider powers, and then Ben Reilly takes over as the Sentinel Spider, or not Sentinel, Sensational Spider-Man. It's like with the new badass. I really like that costume, the badass costume. The one
it was a mess. It was a
yeah,
mess.
Oh, it was. And because like you have Reed Richards saying that, oh, like Ben Reilly is really the you're the clone and Ben Reilly's the real one, and then next thing you know, lo and fucking behold, it's all the fucking ruse of the Green Goblin. Norman Osborn isn't fucking dead. He's a part of this fucking occult shit in like Europe. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here? How the fuck did Norman Osborn come back? It's like it's like,
just so bad.
Yeah,
it was.
It was.
I was worried. I was worried that they wouldn't be able to recover from that storyline. It was that bad.
Oh my god! This is it. Yeah, because that was like the time I started like collecting like Spawn and shit and Savage Dragon, and then I was just like, "Fuck this, man!" Part of my French, but my god, it was getting fucking bad.
It was what early '90s, early to mid '90s when that happened.
Yeah,
and you had a slew of independent comic book creators out there that or publishers that you could just take your pick and didn't have to go with the big two. And that was when I jumped onto a lot of Image books and Defiant. I don't know if you remember the Defiant universe when it came out. Jim Shooter's books with Warriors of Plasm and Charlemagne and War Dance, good guys, and that was really good stuff. And of course, Marvel sued him out of business.
Did they really? Did Marvel sue Jim Shooter? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Marvel actually saw him as
because he worked for Jim Shooter was like, wasn't he like editor in chief there and shit?
Editor in chief. He was a real hard taskmaster apparently, and there were a lot of sour grapes there with the people that were still at Marvel. But
I mean,
they sued him over Warriors of Plasm, saying that they had a character named Plasmer in their Marvel UK line.
Mm-hmm.
And they really had no leg to stand on, but they knew that if they kept him in court long enough, he wouldn't have the money.
Yeah, just drawing it out. Yeah.
To
like,
finish. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
So he had to kind of
oh
full.
sorry.
Or this is what I've heard. I don't know if this is, it's the internet age. This is all rumor I heard years ago. I didn't, I
Well, no,
haven't
I mean,
looked at the truth inside of it, but that's what I heard. It sounds like a Marvel trick. So,
yeah, yeah, I mean, it's a logical step because I mean, it's like it's just in a war of attrition, right? You know what I'm saying? You just see, who can last the longest. I mean, that's like with fucking Disney, right? I mean, anybody tries to sue
DC
Disney,
did,
it's like,
DC did the same thing to Fawcett with Shazam.
yeah, exactly.
And then eventually, acquired the character and made him part of their stable.
Well, see, that's what's so fucking
You know,
stupid, man, is that because like I've always seen, I don't see Shazam as Shazam. That motherfucker's Captain Marvel, okay, to me.
he'll
That's he'll always be Captain Marvel. I mean, I don't give a fuck because he says Shazam to get the fucking power. It's like that's what he says. Why was he going to call himself Shazam to get? It's like it's fucking retarded, man.
well,
Pardon my French, but
he's still Captain Marvel in the books. They just can't put it on the cover.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's like Jeff Johns has said now that he's Shazam, like because they've retconned that shit now, and
Yeah.
but yeah, but that's what I'm saying because like everybody, like well hell, that's like a girlfriend of mine, like her father was like she actually she, her father said, "Hey, where's Shazam at?" Or no, I'm sorry, now I'm saying it. Where's Captain Marvel at? And she's like, "Oh, Greg. Oh, well, he's busy doing stuff." But I was like, and she told me, and I'm like, Captain Marvel. I'm like, oh shit, that's pretty cool because I wasn't thinking Carol Danvers. I was like, oh hey, that's very cool. He pops called me Captain Marvel. That's badass. You didn't call me Shazam. That's awesome.
Yep. I did like Marvel's Captain Marvel or Captain Marvel
Yeah,
when he first came. Great storylines. Without that, we wouldn't have had Infinity War. We wouldn't have had the development of characters like Warlock and I loved how they ended it. I loved. I don't know if you've ever read The Death of Captain Marvel, but it's a phenomenal storyline where he dies of cancer.
yeah. Like I haven't read it. I know it's
Uh,
a graphic novel.
yeah, it's really good, man. If you get a chance, it's a tearjerker.
Really.
It's really well done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Like
I
at
mean, even the
RobCon.
Skrull Empire. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, man. You're saying the Scroll Empire?
Even the Skrull sends an emissary um, at his death, to pay homage to him because he
Really?
was such a great warrior. It was really well written,
Well,
and I
how
think
does he
Star Lord
develop
did that.
cancer?
He was fighting. Oh shoot, what was the character's name? Nuclon.
I don't know, man. I don't.
He's a guy who could turn. He could turn into gas. And, well, he inhaled it, and it, eventually gave him cancer, and that's how he died. It's been so many years since I've read it.
Oh no, you're totally good.
Yeah, I can't remember. What's that?
No, I was just saying. What the hell was I saying? Okay, now I forgot. Now I'm sorry.
I
Oh no, you're good, man. I
getting
was like,
punched.
I was just trying to remember, like, what the hell was I saying? But like his. Okay, never mind. Fuck it.
Good man. It's all good.
But
It's
yeah,
excellent. The
yeah, I definitely will have to pick. Oh no. I was just going to say that somebody was looking for that at RobCon. That's what I was going to say. Sorry.
Oh really?
That yeah, like because man, there was like this gentleman because I was perusing around when I got like some free time, and then like I just went like this one guy was like, hey, do you have the Death of Captain Marvel? And the guy was like, oh shit, I don't know, man. I know it's a graphic novel. And that's how I found out that it was like a graphic novel, and it's like one of those like big ones that Marvel used to do. Like I know they did a Punisher,
Yeah.
they did a Shadow one.
Yeah. It was magnetized. It was they
Okay,
did
yeah,
a
that there you go.
Dazzler one. They did
Oh, really? Okay, Dazzler
New
too.
Mutant
Shit.
when the New Mutants first appeared, they were in. They were, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, I
good
didn't know that.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I have that, and I had Bob McLeod sign it. He did.
Really?
I think he did some of the art in that. Maybe the inks. I'd have to look. It's been a while since I've seen it.
See, I like Bill Sienkiewicz's run on the New Mutants, like the Demon Bear stuff. I really like that.
I did a Demon Bear review on that. I've got some more issues, so you should check that
Really?
out.
Okay, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, man. Dude, oh man, Demon Bear's pretty good. Okay,
I love
so
that storyline.
was that a crossover too, or was that all in New Mutants?
It was all in the New Mutants,
Okay,
and
that's what I thought.
it was a 3-issue run, 18, 19, and 20 of the New
Yeah.
Mutants, and it was when he first got on the book. What was it? Sienkiewicz? When he,
Yeah.
I can't pronounce.
I think it's
But when he first
Sienkiewicz.
got on,
I think that's how you pronounce it. Sienkiewicz. Bill Sienkiewicz.
and they were trying to move that book towards give it a more gritty feel, a darker feel, and the promos that came out before that was a rendition he did of the New Mutants where they were just like kind of staring, out at the reader, and it said, "Don't call them X anymore," and it was just awesome. And I'm like, "Ooh, why not?" It made me want to read it. It came out when I was a senior in high school.
Really?
God damn. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I love just the covers alone, man, are like really fucking great. Just yeah, because shit, yeah, they're just so good, man. Yeah, and Sienkiewicz's art, man, is just phenomenal. Like he did the when the Harley
It
Quinn.
is.
What's that?
Oh, I didn't say anything. It's just the
Okay.
dog bark.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, but like he did the
Sorry.
Harley Quinn Rebirth alternative covers and or alternate variant covers for the Rebirth run of Harley Quinn. Like those, man, I have. I want to say he did all the way up to like 12 or 15. I have all of them, and they're fucking great, man. Like they're really good.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm not a big Harley Quinn fan, but I got him because of his covers. So, and
I've never been a fan of his work except for on New Mutants. That was the only book that I liked his work on.
Really?
And it's stylized. You either like it or you don't. And I mean, I can see the appeal of it. I mean, he has a definite look to his work. The work he did prior to New Mutants didn't look at all like his work eventually started looking. It looked more traditional, more standard lines, clear drawings. Wasn't so hard on the eyes. I think to me, his art is very jagged.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it's not clean.
Yeah, and jarring. But like I said, and like I say in the article, it's perfect for the move that they were doing to make the New Mutants a darker book, because he had that feel to it. He'd be great on some books. I'd love to see him do some Journey in the not Journey in the but House of Mystery or if they ever brought those books back, which they never will. Or
well, man, that's
Ghosts.
like. Well, have you seen like
any of the horror books?
I just see. I went to the comic shop, and our comic shop is Mountain Empire Comics, just for the people out there who will watch this later. Because guess how many viewers we have right now, there, Chris.
How many?
Take a guess.
12.
0. I think I lowered you in ratings, man. I think you're in the negative because of me now.
Oh man, no. It's not often I get to sit around and talk about comics, man.
But yeah, I mean, dude, I do this just to let you know, man. I mean, I do this for fun, and that's like me. Like I'm like the YouTube channel. Um, I do it for me. It's one of those things where
Yeah,
it gets me
that's
more.
why I write. I
Really?
write for me. If anyone buys it, I'm happy.
Well, yeah, man.
I
That's
write
like
for me.
I
write
don't know.
stories.
I don't know how much more how much longer you got. I know we've been going on for at least like an hour here, or like an hour, close to like an hour and a half. So I don't want to keep you, but I do want to get into like tripping over a reality. But
All right.
just like you let me know, like, hey man, like I'm starting to like wind down.
Well,
Or
I do need you need to wrap it up soon.
okay, all right. Well
My
then let
wife,
us.
so I'm
Okay,
very
all right.
hungry.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, man. Well, shit. Okay, so
She brought
she brought you what? What she
she
bring you?
brought KFC. I'm very happy.
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay, well, shit. Hey, man. Well, do you wanna wait? I mean, I know we are talking
No,
about doing like a another live stream, because I mean, if you're up for it next week, we can get Jimmy in here too, man.
absolutely. Let's do that. Let's get Jimmy in here. Let's see what we three can what kind of trouble we can get into.
All right, man. Well, do you want to save the tripping over reality
Yeah.
for then, or do you want to do it now? It's up to you, man.
Well, I can do a quick shout out for it, and then we can go over it next week. We can talk about it. But if anyone's interested, I think you have both the novels.
I do. I do. Dude,
But
like the first one, just real quick. I love the first one, dude. Especially at the beginning, man. Like it's just so fucking great. Like with Tachyon, with the bomb. And okay, so how
yeah,
do you pronounce? Is it Gortom?
Gort Gortum,
Gortum? Okay, thank you.
Gortum.
Gortum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of wanted to do a little flash on uh, the old pre Marvel Age giant monsters books. That Kirby and
Yeah.
Lee used to do. So kind of where I came up with the idea of Gortum, and I wanted to start the book out with some action.
Hmm.
Originally, I'd started it a little differently, and a buddy of mine, he read first few issues or a first few pages of the beginning of the first draft, and he's like, "Man, you should start out with some action." And then I was like, "You're right, I should." So that's where the prologue or the preface came into play, and I was like, I want to do something there,
Yeah.
because I've
That
got
just.
to lead into American flag. You know, he was supposed to die there, but he didn't
Mhm.
because the soul of Martin Strum ended up in him because Martin Strum died and he needed a place to go. And it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I
Yeah,
think
because.
anyone that reads it will love it if they're a comic book fan.
Yeah, man, dude, I like because like the only thing I could think of was like Godzilla meets Fing Fang Foom, and I was just like, like when I was reading it, and then you showed me the art, I'm like, oh shit, it kind of
Yeah.
had like that Creature of the Black Lagoon feel, and I was like, but like
Oh,
way bigger. I was like, oh my god, it looks so good.
Aaron Mead did a phenomenal job bringing to life, and that's just the first page, bringing to life that opening scene of the book. I mean, he just I gave him free reign on the look of Gortum. I knew that I want it to be four-legged and to have a tail and to be reptilian. So he just took it from there, and he drew what I was seeing. So I'm glad that he and I are working on the book. We've become close friends, and he did a lot of the art for the second novel, and it's great that he works for Advent and that they're willing to both carry my novels under their creator-owned umbrella, but um, they're also allowing me to adapt that first book into a comic series, which is really cool. It's
Oh
something
yeah,
I've always dreamed of, and that's pretty awesome. That's my dog,
yeah, I figured.
Sapphire. Oh my.
But yeah, man, but if you want to go ahead and plug your book, I'm sorry, man, I didn't mean to interrupt you before.
No, that's all right. No, the dog started squeaking.
Well, I kind
If
of
anyone's
got us
interested,
off track because of 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 like I like the book so much, man. It's like, yeah, but yeah, I definitely want to get into more like what was your inspiration? Like, was it like more of
Well,
like the JSA, JLA? Was it a little Avengers flavor in there? I mean, I know we can get
yeah,
into that later, like maybe next.
and it will. And to be honest, it's everything I ever loved about comics. I wanted to put in a story, and I wanted to take it and put my own twists on it, and I did. Of course, I was heavily influenced by JLA, JSA, a lot of early Marvel work. You name it, I was influenced by it because when I was a kid, I read anything I could get my grubby little paws on. I was reading it. I didn't care who published it. I'm not one of those guys who's like Marvel's better than DC and DC's better than Marvel. I love all comics from all the comic companies. Um, that's not saying I love every single comic that comes out, but I'm
Exactly.
not particular about the. Um, but if anyone's interested in either of the books, book 2 came out in June. Tripping Over Reality 2, A Blaze of Glory, and they're both available on Amazon through Advent Comics. They're available at Mountain Empire in Bristol, and in Johnson City, and they're available at Atomic Comics in Johnson City locally, and up in Virginia they're available at Comic Logic Books and Artwork. And you know, I'm telling you, read them and you'll love them, as my friend can attest to.
Yes, yes. Like I have read the first one; it's amazing. One of my favorite characters is Prime Immortal because correct me if I'm
Yep.
wrong. He is the son of Gilgamesh.
He is the illegitimate son of King Gilgamesh. Grew up on the streets of ancient Babylon. Wanted to follow in his father's footsteps to find immortality, which Gilgamesh was never able to obtain because Ishtar had constantly denied him that, and was a thorn in his side for a long time. Uh, Gilgamesh's son, his actual son, the prince to the throne, found out that this pretender, this illegitimate child, this street kid, was trying to find, trying to complete the quest that his father had started, and he wasn't going to have that. He's not going to have it. Some jerkwad off the street, succeed where his father failed. So he had his men take him out to the street or out to the desert, the Syrian desert, and torture him and leave him for dead. And Ishtar came to him and offered him immortality and power if he swore to use it to protect the innocents, and he did. And he re-arose as Maru Sarum, which is Babylonian for holy night or something like that. It's been a while since I read my notes, but he served. He went. He revealed himself to his father Gilgamesh, and he was accepted into the home, and he forgave his brother outright, which shamed his brother.
Right.
And his brother asked him for and he forgave him, and he served as his brother's bodyguard while his brother was king. And once his brother died, he left, and he went through history as every strong man you'd ever heard of. He was Hercules at one point. He was Samson, and on. And eventually he came to America, where he took on the name Paul Bunyan. And of course, his legends grew to gigantic proportions. But he was Paul Bunyan, and he formed the first superhero team, the Continental Cavalry, with Pecos Bill and all the folk characters. Pecos Bill, who was a weather controller, John Henry, who's a super strong guy. Babe, the Blue Ox, was a big blue animorph. He could change forms, and Johnny Appleseed, who was a plant controller. So eventually, I believe her name's Iskagrill, who was the arch nemesis of Ishtar, and had been a big thorn in Primordial's side years ago, had finally found him and went and just decided to kill him and because he'd been denying her souls for so long by saving people, um, decided to kill him and his entire team. So she succeeded in killing the entire team, but he's immortal, so she couldn't kill him. And eventually he beat her, but he was beaten so badly that he fell into a slumber in a cave and reemerged in the 20th, 21st century and took on the name Primordial, like, a lot of people with powers were doing, and, put on the skin tight outfit and became a superhero. So yeah, I love that character. He loves fighting. He's been on the earth for thousands of years, or, 1,000 years, and is still, not the brightest bulb in the bunch. He punches before he thinks, and he's just an awesome character. He's great. And I can't wait his book will be the 5th book in this series. There'll be an entire book about him.
You have it that far out planned, really? Holy shit, man.
Oh yeah, I have plot points for the next 3 books. There'll be 5 books in the series. The next book is Air Assault and Cachet's book.
Oh yeah, dude, Cachet's badass, bro.
Yeah, it's Tripping Over Reality 3, The House That Rage Built. And then the 4th book will be Tachyon Pulse's book, and then the 5th book will be Primordial's book. Now, all the heroes will be in all the books, but
yeah, it's just more the central focus. Yeah.
And the 2nd book was Blue Blaze's book. So, and the 1st book was, of course, American Flag's book. So, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Read it.
Oh yeah, man.
Read it.
Cannot wait, man. Cannot wait. Thank you so much, Mr. Chris.
No problem. Do this
for
again.
Hanging out.
We'll talk again next week. We'll have fun.
Oh yeah, man. All right, brother. I will let you go, kind sir. I will close this out.
Get Jimmy on here. Jimmy's a font of comic knowledge. He'll be fun to
have. I know, man. I know. And Jimmy's a good. Hell, man, dude. I remember when all 3 of us, man, were at Mountain Empire Comics. We're just spitting, stories like we're women like sewing circle, man. It's like we're just going back and forth, It's like we're like seamstresses.
Like we were gossiping about people we knew,
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody.
God bless you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Chris. All right, everyone.
Problem, sir.
Aloha. Love to all. CG for life, and aloha.